Okay, so when you're sitting on the other side of darkness or a dark time or a period in your life where, and when I say darkness, that doesn't mean that dark is bad or nothing like that. I'm talking about where you feel low, you feel depressed, you feel confused, you feel like I've been wanting this thing. It's about desire. Maybe you've been desiring and wanting something for so long, and then you realize, like, man, I've been wanting this for years and it still hasn't happened. Or I've gone through so many things, I've lost so many things, and I still haven't gotten to what I ultimately wanted. Or and then I said, like, when you are going through those kind of times, when things get the darkest, always remember that life is not just about what you want. It's also about the lessons and what you learn and what you experience along the way. So it's not just about getting to the next thing that you want and you getting everything that you want in life, because we all know that that can happen. You can have everything you want, but at the same time, it's usually a lot of things that occur in between that, because life is more of a journey than it is a destination. So, you know, I think that it's important to remember when things get the darkest that it doesn't mean to give up. It doesn't mean that it'll never happen. It doesn't mean that things won't change. It doesn't mean that you just stupid or you just never can get nothing right. It doesn't mean any of that. It doesn't mean that the world is against you, or God or the universe just hates you. Every time you try, you feel like you fail. Every time you make one step forward, you take 10 steps back. You just can't seem to. You're like, what is going on? Why do you keep going through that? And I think that when things get the darkest, like, I feel like sometimes people don't share. They don't. That's the truth. They don't share those parts, and they only share their perspective from the other side, and that's okay. And they share once they at the top, or they share, when they made it, and they don't really share the dark moments that they had to go through before or just before they made it. And some people do, but some people don't. And I think that just remembering in your own personal life that when your situation is the darkest and when your situation seems like, I don't know if I can go any longer, like I didn't try everything and I'm wanting this for myself, is to know that, okay, life is not just about me getting what I want. Because if that's all I'm focused on is just what I want, that's a good thing, but it's so many other things that happens before you get what you want and in between that part. So the journey and the destination, and the journey is always longer than, of course, the destination. So, just always remembering, like, in the back of your mind, like, okay, when things get the darkest, it's not just about me getting what I want. It's also about, what am I learning along the way? What lessons am I getting? Can I at least see myself? Have I made some progress? Have I made some type of progress in the process of me getting to where I want to go? When I look back 2 years or 3 years ago, am I in the same position, or am I in a better position? Or even if I am in the same position, did I learn anything from that place or from that space? And then when you start to see, like, okay, I know 2 or 3 years ago, I wasn't even in this mindset. I was like even worse off with how I was thinking and the people I was hanging out with. And I realized that those people aren't even here anymore, or those people I can't take with me where I want to go. So, remembering that, things will change. They always do. If you look at, I think once you experience enough life and you're being aware of how stuff is going, looking around and how stuff is moving around you, how people come and go, how friends come and go, how situations come and go, how jobs come and go, circumstances come and go, you up, you down, it's constant motion, constant moving, constant change. And so when you start to be aware of that, then you know that no matter where you are, it's going to change eventually. And then also that when it's just like they say, when you get so low, the only other place is up. So it's like just remembering that, and sometimes your low can be, it don't have to be that means homeless. It's not nothing like that. It could just mean that you are maybe you're just depressed. Maybe you just feel like, okay, I've been working toward this particular goal so long. It's not even that nothing bad is happening. It's just you feel like you've been working towards there's certain things that's been in your heart for years, and you have yet to accomplish it. You have yet to see it come in full circle into fruition. And you like, okay, what is going on here? And then I guess, that's the whole point. What I'm saying is just remembering, like, it's not just about your destination. It's not just about getting what you want. It's also about the lessons that you learn, the people you impact along the way, the experiences that you have, the growth that occurs. All of these things. It's just like a tree or a plant. It's full. The completion of it is for it to get tall and, full leaves and blooms and all of this kind of stuff. But before it can get there, it got to start off as where it is. And then it has to grow and grow and grow until it gets to its fullest height, till it gets to blooming and all of that kind of stuff. It don't just overnight close its eyes and get there. And like, honestly, I personally feel like we can learn so much from like nature and the things around us, even kids. You start from a baby. You don't just overnight wake up and become an adult. You got to go through you got to go through school, 1st through 12th grade. You got to go through 1st grade, 2nd grade, unless you skip around grades. But still, it's still a process. Everything in life is a process. It does not, unfortunately, where you just snap your finger and you wake up and what you've been asking for is there. But I think that what helps is for you to just always keep in the back of your mind what you do desire, and trust that everything that you're doing now is leading you up to that. And also trusting that when you do finally get there, you're going to be more ready than ever. You're going to be, and just really hope that your vision or this destination that you want to get to is bigger and better than you could ever hope and dream, just because you've done the work to get there and you deserve it. And like when you look at rappers and all these people who make it, I feel like their success sometimes is probably bigger than they could have ever thought of, because they just was maybe in the studio, or they was just trying to get there. And then when things start to break through, it's like, wow, I didn't know that this whole time I've been practicing and doing this, and Shaq was coming to my games. Or I didn't know this whole time I was practicing and doing this, and somebody was watching me on YouTube. Usher, because I think that was Justin Bieber's Us, and I think Usher was watching him on YouTube or something like that. But the point is, you never know. You never know who's watching. You never know who's looking. You never know who's already on your path that's meant to cross your path. And that's already right there. Some people, you could have already met the love of your life. Maybe y'all just haven't had a conversation. Some people, you could already have, met somebody that's meant to change your life, or already are on the trail of what you're meant to do, but you just don't see it fully. So you think that it's not happening. You think that it's not working. And that's what I mean by when things get the darkest. And I use dark not in a bad way, but I use it because when it's dark, the lights are off and you can't see. With these two eyes, you cannot see. So things can appear that they're not there. And then when you turn the light on, you realize that there's a whole room full of stuff, right? So I mean that in a sense that sometimes darkness can feel low, but it also can be, it's the unseen. But it doesn't mean that it's stuff that we can look around right now. Like I said, when you turn off the lights, that don't mean that it's not stuff in the room. It doesn't mean that it's not stuff there. You just can't see it. So when things get the darkest, when things feel like that, when you do get on the other side, it's going to feel so much more worth it. You're going to feel so much more appreciative for your success. You're going to feel so much appreciative for whatever this is that you've been wanting. And sometimes it feels as if like it's a carrot dangling in front of your face to keep you going every day. It gets you up. It makes you keep pushing forward because it's like this strong desire in your heart that you want to see in your life. You want to have, you want to do, you want to experience. So it dangles in your face to keep you going every day, to keep you trying, to keep you trying something new, to keep you talking to new people, to keep you doing this, to keep you doing that. And, perhaps that's a part of the process, because people make the world go round. And even though you so focused on this destination and you trying to get where you going, you got to remember that there's steps in between, and just be appreciative for those things, because eventually you will get there. You will. And then you can also think about times where there might have been something that you accomplished that when you first started, you never thought you would have been able to do it. And then when you finally get there, it's like, okay, wow, this first of all is not even as bad as I thought. But also, I'm so happy that I kept going and I didn't give up and I didn't let the darkness or the lowness take me over, and I just kept going anyway. So the main point in this video was just remembering that when things get the darkest, it's not just about what you want in life. Life is also about the lessons and experiences along the way. And when you remember that and start to appreciate those things along the way, because it's certain things you got to learn for you to be ready for what you even asking for. And then when you finally get what you asking for, you're like, okay, I see why I needed to do that. I see why I needed to change that. I see why I needed to grow in that area. I see why I went through that experience, because it made me stronger. And now I know how to discern better. Now I know I didn't seen this before, so I'm not going to be tricked by this when it comes to me making big decisions and doing certain things, So I hope this video makes sense. Just remember, don't give up. I know that's such a cliche thing that people get tired of hearing, especially when you feel like you've been trying and you don't see yourself getting nowhere. And that's never true. You always are making progress, even if you don't see it. And just think about right now, maybe the lights are off. I don't see it, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. That don't mean that it's not changing. So, just find ways to talk yourself into never giving up, and find ways to remind yourself that life is more than just the destination. It's a journey, and that some things just are. I can't go change the rules of life, and I think that's kind of really the truth. Like, most people that you ask, I don't care if it's Jay-Z, Beyonce, whoever, every last one of them have had a journey, have had a process, have had ups, have had downs, have had things that they had to learn and go through to get to where they are today. So none of us are exempt from that. And you just have to remember that. And then remember, don't be so hard on yourself, because this is just a part of the process. And then hopefully that helps you to just say, man, and keep looking forward. Like, when I get on the other side of this, I know I'm going to be so grateful. I'm going to be so appreciative. I'm going to be just that much stronger. I'm going to be just that much greater, smarter, whatever. So hope this video helps. Peace. Don't give up.